Welcome to Essegi Automation here at SMT Connect. I'm delighted to be joined by Luis Ciccio.
Yes.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since we spoke anyway. But Essegi over these years has developed quite a bit with your tower systems. You've brought in a lot of automation with them. And there seems to have been almost a group of companies manufacturing materials handling towers versus others that were doing rack systems.
Yes.
You're bringing out a new pick-to-light rack system behind us here.
Yes.
Why are you, what's your thinking about it? What's the strategy here?
Okay, thanks for asking. Yes, we're presenting the ISM Smart Rack Mobile because it can be moved around with batteries, etc. The reason why we designed this product is because we see the need for some applications in the market. We knew that in the past already our customers were using the towers and they needed someone very close to the line where they could temporarily store what they needed to supply the line. Right. Especially high volume productions were in need of this kind of solutions. But even high mix solutions where you're just bringing material close to the line and you want the SMT line to tell you when and where to pick the material from, then that's here the solution that we have provided to the market now with a special, let's say, characteristics compared to anything else in the market today. So there is, it's easy to reconfigure the space. So operators can remove those separators and can reconfigure the space for the material that they need to store. So basically here we can store not only reels, we can store a jedec tray, we can store a bag, boxes, whatever. Sticks,
anything.
Yes.
Yeah, and these are obviously all set out just now for 8mm feeders at the moment. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. 8 millimeters, 7 inches, up to 15 inches. Now we have here a configuration that can serve both in every single shelf, 15 and 7. Then we have other configurations that can only serve 7, so we can have 5 shelves instead of 4, like in this case.
Right.
This will bring to a capacity of above 600, 700 reels. Yes.
Right. Right. Okay. So that's quite interesting. So your towers quite commonly supply the line with these AGVs.
Yes.
Bringing the reels coming back and forward. So the AGV would presumably bring it down here to the at-line
smart rack,
if you want to call it that. And then the operator would just simply offload it from there. Now, you also have a system for goods inward for scanning.
Yes.
You have the tower system, and now you have the rack system. Do they communicate together? Absolutely.
Yeah. It's all part of a single environment. And a customer can start, let's say, buying the table, and they start implementing and introducing the table to the company. Next year they can buy the smart rack, and the smart rack will be connected to the table, obviously. Basically, we can receive material, and without having to scan, we can store it in the smart rack directly.
Right.
Next year, if the customer wants to step ahead in automation and buy the towers, all will be connected. So we can run extractions both from the towers and from the smart rack at the same time, simultaneously, let's say, to pick material for a specific job. Yes?
Okay, okay. So, I mean, one of the benefits, though, of using the tower system, Jose, is that you get the humidity control.
Yes.
For a lot of the components.
Yes.
Obviously, you're open to the elements here in an open rack like this. Is there a danger of somebody leaving a reel on here too long and leaving it exposed to the atmosphere? Well,
we will always warn operators when they are storing some MSD material that it shouldn't be stored here without a moisture barrier bag. So we know that through the software. But there is a functionality that we have designed for this pick-to-light that we can store it into a controlled environment cabinet, and we can set the software to tell that all the material that is stored right now in the pick-to-light is in a protected environment. So we stop the counting of the floor life exposure time. Right? So we can help on tracing automatically the exposure time, as we do with the towers, with the pick-to-light. This is obviously needs an area where to store the whole rack, but it's there, it's possible.
Right, right, excellent. Okay, great. So, I mean, we had this discussion just before we started filming, but the number of people that are actually implementing these materials management systems is still relatively low.
Yes.
I would say 20% or
Yes.
maybe even slightly below.
Even lower, yes.
Why is that? I mean, there must be obvious benefits, is there, to using them? I mean, reduced cycle time, faster changeover, etc.
Yes. What I see is, especially managers are struggling to collect the data or to know which data they should collect in order to justify the ROI.
Yeah.
Most of the companies are focusing on headcounts, but the headcounts will never pay back for a tower.
Mm-hmm.
We need to consider the SMT line stoppage for lack of material.
Yeah.
We need to consider the changeover reduction time. We need also to consider the speed in reorganizing a production schedule, because if we need to change the production schedule at this very moment, manually it's very challenging.
Yes.
So I will have a line stoppage for sure, almost 100%. When I have the material into an automated storage that can pull out a kit of 100 reels in 10 minutes, then my reaction time is immediate and I can supply the line without line stoppages. So the market is learning.
Mm-hmm.
And there are more and more companies that are learning to what are the aspects to be considered to justify the investment on towers, right?
Right.
In fact, I can see that there are some companies, global accounts, global, let's say, multinational companies that have already understood that, and their goal is to go for full automation, and they know where to look for. And in fact, we're working with many of them.
Right.
Some of them, on the other hand, don't have this vision yet, and they don't. They are struggling to standardize their processes around the world. It's a real challenge because some of those companies are they work through acquisitions, right? So changing the environments is not always easy, processes, etc. But I think that, and I can see that companies that are working to standardizations and automation are continuing to grow.
Yes.
Companies that are not doing that, they're stable, but I can see they're slowly going down.
Slowly going down, yeah. I think, you hit the nail on the head really with the machine uptime. That is the key metric there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, essentially, if you get this working correctly, you can make the same amount of material using 3 lines than 4, for example. So you could literally save yourself an entire line.
Yeah.
Or, save yourself the capital cost of having to put an extra line in.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Or some companies, they're running 2 shifts. They could run only 1 shift a day,
Right,
even.
right.
There's big changes that can happen. Obviously, it depends on the level of efficiency of the company. But in some cases, we can really change the life of the company.
Yeah.
And you know what? We always talk about storage, but we actually move material. Because material here spends a week, and that's it.
Yes.
So we're not, when we talk about a storage, material stays there for a month or 2 months, right? We actually move material very fast and accurately. So this is our job, being able to move material quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think you've been a very innovative company, Jose, and it's great to see that you keep coming up with new.
We're trying to cover the whole area. So this
Yeah.
is coming out for those customers that need and are looking for pick-to-light system that can move around, can stay close to the line or anywhere in the company.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it certainly adds to your versatility, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much then, Jose, for sharing that with us today, and we wish you every success.
It was my pleasure, and thank you for coming.